We need fucking execution.
Hey, you want to get super rich? Become a millionaire with Grant Cardone this Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Self-made hectamillionaire Grant Cardone wants to show you how to become a millionaire. Grant Cardone went from broke with nothing to having 5 successful businesses, a $400 million real estate portfolio, and raised over $100 million in charity last year. This is an exclusive live event where you'll receive a free ebook on how to become a millionaire. With 47% of Americans having only $400 saved, 76% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, and income on the decline for the last 25 years, this is a must-see, exclusive, one-time live event, never to be seen live again. If you're tired of just getting by, tired of being worried about money, get rid of your excuses and join Grant Cardone this Saturday. You owe this to yourself and to your family. Register right now at grantcardone.com/millionaire. That's grantcardone.com/millionaire.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Wednesday. Today is the day that you come to Grant Cardone TV to get some live coaching. This is the live mastermind call where staff from our office comes to help you, our clients, get the most out of our product. Cardone University is an incredible tool, and I can speak from personal experience because I use the thing on a daily basis. So it's an incredible tool, but there's a lot in there. And so the purpose of this call, this show, if you want to call it that, is to give you the opportunity to call in and to ask questions. Hey, I'm running into this problem. How do I fix it? This is a challenge that I've had when I'm working with customers. Where do I go to find it in the university platform? So really my job today and for all these subsequent calls is our job is to help you get more out of the system. So when you're looking in the training center in Cardone University, you need to understand, there's a lot in there. So how can you use this content? Ideally, you're using it on a daily basis. If you click in the sales module, go ahead and click in the sales module. If you're using this on a daily basis, what that's going to do is it's going to help you kind of set the mindset, get you in the game every day. Because the truth is, it only takes a day to get rusty. So like in our office, dude, we role play every single day. We're training on the content every single day because we're committed. And I'm going to show you guys a little graphic representation of the process to get what you really, truly want in a second here, because I think that will help you understand why you need to use the program. Because the truth is why you do anything is more important than how you do it. We talk about it a lot in the office here, your why, your purpose, what motivates you or inspires you or drives you to actually do something. That's the first thing that has to be in place, and you have to get in line. So the mechanics kind of can work themselves out later. But you need to be committed, because once you're committed, you get creative and you start actually making things happen. So today I want to talk with you a little bit about the process of getting what you want, and then also answer any questions that you guys have. So if you guys want to call in, the number's 305-865-8668. We already got Tom from Indiana on the line, and I'll get to you in a second, Tom. 305-865-8668 to call in. You can also chat. You can chat your comments. We're at grantcardonetv.com/live training, and you can actually chat your questions into the boxes here. And so I'm just going to dive in. We already got a bunch of questions dropping in here. First question it looks like we got is from Emerist Limited. How do I get people to return my calls, as most of them do not want to admit that they need the help? Yeah, that's a great question. We make a lot of phone calls out of there. What I would tell you is don't focus on expecting a call back from any one call that you make. You need to be making calls in a volume high enough that you're reaching a lot of people, and the chances are that you're going to get somebody to pick up the phone. But I will tell you that if you want to increase the likelihood of somebody accepting your call maybe at a future date, one thing that we have ingrained into our salespeople here is every time you pick up the phone, you need to have two things. Number one, you need to have a different reason for calling every single time. If you continue to call a customer with the same reason that you want to sell them something, you want to pitch them something, you want to show them something, all right, if you do that the same time every time, dude, they're going to ignore your calls. They'll never talk to you again, and they will begin to actually loathe the voicemails that you send them, all right? So it's important that you call with a different reason every time. The second thing that you have to remember if you want to increase your callbacks or the chance that somebody's going to pick up the phone next time you call is you have to provide value every single time you contact somebody. So what does that mean? Well, I don't know exactly what you do, Emerist Limited, but you need to find a way to add value when you call that customer. I'll give you an example. So we sell sales training. That's what we do. We help organizations increase their income, increase their revenue by using Cardone on-demand, Cardone University. So what we do is we offer ways to help people increase sales or inspire their team at no cost. So we'll offer a free sales meeting. We will send a manager an article that would make for a great sales meeting. We will send a research report on how to get more productivity out of your sales staff. So we've got a list of all these things. We have we call it a collateral page. So inside, we all have all these lists and links and blogs and things that we can send people that add value. So every time I come with them, I'm adding new value. I'm sending a different asset. I'm bringing something new, something creative, something to show them that I'm actually interested in their business more than just selling them something. So if you can kind of work that out where, and again, it has to be specific to your business, and do sometimes like these things won't even be associated with the product you're selling. But that's not the point. The point is that you're reaching out and you want to help them, you know? Like we may send out an email about, some new regulation that's coming out as it relates to commission salespeople. Hey, don't know if you caught this, thought it would be valuable for you and your management team to know, could save you some money or help you avoid a lawsuit or something like that. It's a reason to reach out. It's a reason to contact, and every single time it builds value. So great question. Anthony Dyson, prospecting tips, activity videos, starting the 10 business, 10 mile radius, 10 letters, 10 emails, post on social, blah, blah, blah. Wondering what I can say when I make the personal cold visit to the reception at an office when I get there. Well, I would say something like this. Hey, Rob, hopefully you know me by now. My name's Jarrod Glandt. I'm with so-and-so. I'm the one that's been sending you the letters, the emails. You've been probably getting my phone calls or my voicemails. The truth is I wanted to come by and I wanted you to put a name to the face. I wanted you to know that I'm a real person, and I'd love to spend just 30 seconds with you and tell you about what I do and see if there might be an opportunity for us to do something together. Do you have 30 seconds for me now? So I would use the information that you've pre-sent as the warm-up to help you with this cold visit when you show up. So I'd actually use that information as kind of your lead-in. Hope that helped you. Let's see. Our B2B, our office, we sell B2B office supplies. Our sales process involves doing a price comparison where prospects compare their current supplier prices to ours. We're able to show process lots of things most of the time. However, a lot of prospects just go back to their current supplier who then price match us. I'm not sure how we can avoid this, and it's wasting a lot of our time. What do you think we should be doing to avoid being used as a buffer? Well, one thing is you can provide something that a price can't. If I'm selling a pen, and let's just say, here, I'll use this. If I'm selling a hat, okay, and Rob's selling a hat, and we can both sell the hat for the same price, okay? The question you need to answer is, if the money were exactly the same, what else do you offer that would entice me to buy from you? Because there's more things that you can sell on than just price. And I don't know enough about the office supplies business to tell you that, but sometimes companies offer advantages with their pricing terms, or sometimes they'll offer some type of incentive. It could be extra service, like Zappos. Zappos sells shoes more expensive than you can find them in other places online. But Zappos makes it so easy. They make it so easy to buy. They make it free shipping both ways. So you order, you buy 5 pairs of shoes, you try the 2 on that you like, you send the other ones back, and everything's pre-postage. They pioneered that because they said that, hey, look, we don't think that the customer only reason that they purchase is price. We think that it's also the service, and maybe they're nervous about ordering online and that whole process. So let's make that as easy as we possibly can for them. And so now they've built this model and this following based on the service that they provide. So you got to find the things that if the money were exactly the same, if you called somebody up and you said, hey, I can sell you a box of pens for $5, and they said, we're already paying $5, and that's as low as you can sell them, you have to have another reason why they should switch. I don't know what that is about your business, but you got to start thinking of what about you? What about you is different? Why would somebody pay more money to do business with you than maybe a fellow salesperson of yours? And you got to get creatively about this. You got to get prepared for this. Otherwise, you're going to make the phone call to the competitor, and they're just going to say, hey, look, they matched the price already. So we actually talk about that, and I'll show you where we talk about it. Rob, if you go into the full curriculum, and then you go into the fundamentals of selling, and then you click on the most important sale. If you go into number 2, so this is where we start talking. You can just mute it. Or pause it or whatever. So look, this is where you can get sold on your product, because right now, if you're in the price war and you're playing the pricing game back and forth, who race to the bottom, who can sell it the cheapest, at some point you're going to get convinced that that's the only thing that you can offer somebody of value, and it's not the truth. There's a lot of things that you can offer of value, but you need to come up with those reasons. So a good exercise. Sit down on a sheet of paper in front of you and write out, why should somebody pay more to do business with me? Not, hey, I can lower your bill, which you may be able to do. But the truth is, if you provide more value, you could probably offer a lower price, but because you're giving more value, or you could probably sell at a higher price, but because you're offering more value, you could be the lower cost option. I'll give you another example. Here, we're typically the most expensive option for sales training, but we provide so much support and so much service, and people actually use it, right? So would you rather pay $1,000 for something that nobody likes and nobody uses, or would you rather pay $2,000 for something that they're going to get a ton of value out of, and we're going to make sure that you're successful with it? See, at that point, we become the lowest cost option because ours actually works and ours gets used, and we provide more service and we provide more value. So I've got no problem telling people that we are less expensive than a competitor of ours who may on paper be selling to them for less. So that was kind of a long answer, but I hope that was helpful for you. I'm in auto sales, prospecting my client base, 4 years of clients, but I need more. I see you guys cold call companies on how can you cold call car customers? I don't even know where to start. Well, an area that you could start is in your area, in your market. If there's a lot of big companies there, go to big companies, go to their human resources department, tell them that, hey, you deal with all the enterprise companies in your area, the companies with a ton of employees, because you make car buying easy and affordable for them based on their size or their scale. And you can do little lunch and learn meetings or something like that is a great way to introduce yourself to big companies. We had a deal like that. When I was in Austin, a bunch of everybody from Dell used to always buy stuff from us. So find the big fish in your market if you want to do that. But man, dude, pick up the phone. Everybody's got a car. Everybody in your market has a car. Most of them. All right, you just got to pick up the phone. Hey, my name's Jarrod. I'm calling from the dealership. I'd like to show you a way that we can save you money on the existing vehicle that you have right now, or get you into a brand new vehicle and lower your monthly payments. We're paying more for trades than anybody else right now. I'd like to give you a free appraisal. That could be a cold call. I mean, you just have to do it. You just have to start. And the thing with cold calls, dude, you guys, if you click on the training center, I want to show you something, because this is really important. If you go into sales and then master the cold call, and we really should be in Cardone University right now. Scroll down, master the cold call. And then in cold call basics. See, the basics of cold calling covers everything that you need to know about being successful on a cold call, right? Like the first thing, like you got to understand that, dude, every time you pick up the phone, you're not going to sell something. You got to have that conviction that you have the opportunity to. But dude, if you make 20 cold calls and then you stop, I promise you will not have success with cold calls. You know, we're making, you know, a lot of phone calls every day out of that office, probably close to 3,000 phone calls. And sometimes guys will make 150 calls and they'll talk to 10 people or 5 people. So you got to get all of your mindset stuff right about what it takes to be successful. But we can help you with the script. Inside that cold call module in the platform there, we give you the outline for a script. It allows you to drop in your big claim and make it very easy for you to help create your own script. So look, the purpose of the cold call process and the cold call is to get you exposed to new people. Right? Even if you pick up the phone and somebody says, hey, look, we're good. We just bought a car 3 months ago. You've probably followed up with that one phone call more than the person that they bought their car from. It's somebody you can drop in your pipeline. So you just have to have your head right about what exactly the cold call is. What are some giant claims you can use for selling life insurance? I work for AAA and having difficulty come up with a script when making cold calls. So, you know, what are people interested in when they're making insurance decisions? They probably want more coverage. They probably want lower price. They probably want, great service, reliability. You know, some of those extra added things. Maybe new car replacement. I don't know. You probably know your artillery better than I do in the insurance space, but you got to focus on what people want. Like, why would somebody switch? Spend the time to be a consumer. Put yourself in their shoes. Dude, why would somebody want to switch? Let's see. Been trying to understand ways to come up with it, apply to my business. I'm a photographer that sells landscape photography and photography services. Okay. Signed up for Cardone U, trying to figure out how to make it apply to my business for selling landscape photography. Perfect. The preliminary courses in Cardone University were actually created for people in the entertainment business, for artists. So if you go to, from right there, if you go search and manage, and then you go to all systems, drop that down, and then scroll, just drop into, scroll down, scroll up, down, just Cardone U locations. Scroll down, right there. Yeah. Okay. So, dude, look, for your photography business, you have to learn how to sell. You have to learn how to promote. You have to learn how to make a cold call. You have to learn how to follow up with somebody, whether it's you're trying to find a place to get your pictures displayed, or whether it's somebody that's expressed interest maybe on your website. I promise you, if the only form of communication you're relying on is an email, you're done. All right. So you've got to learn how to make a phone call. And so, Rob, if you scroll down to master the cold call, one of the misconceptions about cold calls is people think, if you go under types of cold calls, people think that a cold call means that you're calling somebody random off of a list, okay? The truth is there's a couple different types of cold calls, all right? There's an outbound cold call. There's an outbound lead response call. Now, that's a cold call even though they've expressed interest because, dude, maybe they expressed interest a day ago or 4 hours ago and their mind's somewhere else. You're essentially calling that person cold now, right? Or maybe it's a referral call. So for you, let's see here. That was Matt Evers. Let's say that somebody who bought one of your paintings, you make a prospecting call to. Go to the training center. I'm going to break this down for you. So, hey, somebody who you've already sold a picture to, you're going to go home and you're going to say, hey, I need to get new business. Who can I call? If you go under prospecting, that's where we're going to go find customers who are easy to sell to. That's fine. So in prospecting, you're going to go under creating a list. Under creating a list, you have a segment called sold customers, okay? That's going to help you realize that you have all these people that you've already done business with that you can actually sell to, okay? Another module in prospecting is called warm calls. Now, when you click on sold customers under warm calls, we're going to tell you exactly how to make that call to somebody who's already purchased from you, okay? You can also ask them for referrals in that call. Who else do you know? Give me 2 or 3 names of people that you know who purchase art, who might be interested in what you in the piece of art that you purchased from me. Okay? So now let's say you get 1 name or 2 names or no names. Who cares? Call everybody and ask that same question. The idea isn't that you get something every single time that you ask it. The concept is you do something every time, so over time it works out and you start having stuff dropped in on you that you didn't expect. But you got to get good at these little things all the time. So now you get a referral from Lisa, who bought a picture from you 2 months ago, and now you have to make an outbound cold call. Even though that is a referral, it is still a cold call because Lisa's friend is not expecting you to call right now. So that's what I mean, like just to kind of show you how you can jump around through the content in the platform and actually get to specific pieces of information that'll help you out. You can also call the office anytime, 310-777-0255. I want to go to a caller right now. Let's go to Tom in Indiana because you've been sitting on hold for a while. Tom, what's going on, man? Tom, you there? I don't have speakers on over here probably. No, he's not there. Okay, Tom is not there. Tom is gone. David from Poland. David from Poland.
Poland.
Hey, what's going on, man?
I have a question for you. I've recently met with my friend, and we've talked about my product. I was showing her my product, and what I've done, which was my mistake, I thought. I told her if he will be not able to live without 200, for instance, dollars. So I won't recommend this product to her because this is an insurance plan with the retirement program. And she catch me on that and told me on that she hasn't got 200 for living, and I thought it was stupid to bring it at the first. What do you think about it?
Okay, so you're going to have to help me because you were cutting in and out and I didn't understand all the questions. So what do you sell?
Okay.
What do you sell?
I'm selling life insurance.
Okay, you sell life insurance, and you went to go sell a friend of yours life insurance, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what did she say when you tried to sell her life insurance?
I was presenting to her my program, and she really liked it. And I told her that because this program is for like 30 years, so it's a lot of time. And I told her if she can't afford to put aside $200, for instance, it is not for her. And she caught me on that, and she told me that she can't afford to do it. So it was the...
Yeah. Okay, so I get it. So you said, hey, look, if you can't afford to put the $200 away for the next 30 years, you shouldn't do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what you could have said that was different was you could have sold her on why it makes sense to put the 200 away. You know, on why she actually needs to find the way, the reason, the means to put the 200 away, because what you have is that valuable to her. Because you tried to do the takeaway. But it didn't really work. And sometimes what could have happened is that the affordability was really the problem. You know, oftentimes the money can be the reason why somebody's not going to make a decision. But in that specific circumstance, you know, you probably shouldn't have used it that way. I would focus on. Hey, let me ask you this: why should I buy your product from you?
Why shouldn't I?
Why should I? If you were selling me,
why should I?
If you were selling me your product and I asked you, hey, why should I buy your insurance product? What would you tell me?
Because this is your money. This is your money putting aside. You're putting your money aside, and this is your money. The company guarantee you that at least you will have your money back, and for the whole time, the 30 years, you have the life insurance. So I think this is the idea.
Okay, yeah. So another thing you could say is, hey, look, the fact that you can barely afford the 200 right now is exactly why you need to do this. Okay? Because over time, things come up. There's unexpected uncertainties that happen in life. And the last thing that you want to happen is you want to have one of those unforeseen circumstances put you in a position where you're in serious financial distress. And my product can help you avoid that, okay? So what I'm asking you to do now is invest $200 today so that you can protect yourself in the future. So that if anything were to happen, you know that we have backed, insured funds ready to allocate to you so that you can handle those situations.
Yeah, exactly. There's a good close, and my mistake is here. I'm not really closing at all. I'm just
or you could just say if
I'm close on objection.
Just have her help you. Like sometimes we'll just ask people, "Hey, you're telling us a lot of reasons why you can't do this right now. Let me ask you, why would you do this? How could you make sense of the investment? You're telling me you can't make sense of the $200 right now. Is it because you don't have it? Or because you don't believe in the product? Clarify the two.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
All right, man. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Good luck with your deal over there. Let's go to Jim from Montana. Jim from Montana is gone. All right. Hey, there's something else I want to tell you guys about. Like when you're using a program like this, you got to understand what the big picture is and ultimately how to get what you want. And so, before you even make a decision, and I'm going to kind of move around, so I'm going to grab this microphone. Before you even make a decision to enroll in a product, before you even make a decision to enroll in a product like Cardone University, you have to have a few things. You have to have the intention that you want more, right? You have to have intention that you do more because then the intention inspires action. Thought precedes action, right? So you have the intention. This could also be your purpose, your why, your reason, okay? There needs to be something that initiates the action that you take. The ultimate payoff for what you guys are coming into this program every day for is some type of goal. Like for me, this is freedom. So I want you to understand, like when I started using this program, there were times when I was like, dude, I hate these videos. I don't want to log in anymore. This is repetitive. It's killing me. Like I just can't do it anymore. There were times when that happened until I started getting closer to this over here. So you start out with your intention, right? Your intention is going to inspire the action. In this case, it was to purchase or to log into Cardone University, right? Most people hate the skill building. Most people hate this part, the skill building, the CU part. They hate that part, but it's in the path towards their goals, right? You need to have skills to make money, right? And money is what's going to ultimately get you freedom. So you have to have the intention of putting this whole sequence into place. And most of you have because you're already on the program, all right? CU is where we're at right here, okay? This is selling, closing, negotiating, follow-up, cold calls, being motivated, top traits of great salespeople. Click on the training center. Dude, everything in this CU piece right here is contained in this training center. And this skill building is what's going to help you make more money. The majority of people in America fail at this piece right here because it takes work. I'm done with that now. This is just something that I put in my head when I'm trying to figure out how to ultimately get like what I truly want in this deal, which is freedom. And like freedom in a big way. And in order to have freedom, I need to have a lot of money, right? Millions. The average American, they say, will require $2 million today to retire comfortably. So what does that mean for you? That means, dude, you got to freaking skill up because skill helps you make more money that you can put away so that you can have freedom in retirement, right? Now, at 26 years old, I did not know this. I'm 32 now. I was 26 years old when I came to work for Grant. I was not in a great place financially. I had really low self-confidence at the time because I felt like my life wasn't going anywhere. So I don't know if you guys have ever been in a position like that or where you're at now, but it's important to understand what can happen when you change and what can happen when you put the right information and the right process and systems in place, right? Now, this Saturday, Grant is sharing with you the process on how you can become a millionaire. There's a system, okay? Now, this is a piece of that system. Skill development, intention, money, right? Freedom. This is all a part of that, okay? But Saturday at 11 a.m., Grant is going to go over exactly how you can become a millionaire, okay? Now, I'm getting personal with you here because it's important for you to understand that this is not about Grant, okay? This is not about his money that he's created. This is about what you can do to change your situation. If you guys want to sign up for this, it's grantcardone.com/millionaire, okay? But I want to tell you why this isn't about him, okay? I want you to use me as an example. 6 years ago, I was broke. I was dead broke. I was in debt, literally sleeping on an air mattress because I grew up thinking that money was a bonus. It was an extra, okay? It was a non-essential. It was oh, that'd be nice to have, okay? But I learned working for Grant that money is important if I want to get freedom. I don't come to work for money. I come to work for freedom. And the reason you guys come in and use this program every day should be freedom. The freedom of choice, the freedom to go do what you want to do. Okay? Now, I'm not telling you this to brag, but 6 years ago, I made a decision, and I set the intention that I wanted to be free. And I followed Grant in his exact steps. I mean, I followed the guy. Everything he told me to do, I did. And I did this process in this system over and over and over again. And I went from dead broke 6 years ago to over $1 million net worth in 6 years. Dead broke to $1 million. The opportunity to get there in half the time is totally there. And if you're 46 or 26 or 35 or 50, it takes that short of a period of time if you have the right information and the right system in place to get what you want. And this Saturday, Grant's going to go over that. And I'm telling you, it's not about him and his money because I'm the product of that. I've been there. I went through the deal and it worked, okay? This is a component of it. Cardone University is a component of what I did to get freedom because I had to build skill. Now, Grant's going to go over the other things that kind of fit in around this to get you where you want to be, but it's important that you guys sign up. I want you to sign up because all I did was exactly what Grant said. grantcardone.com/millionaire. If you want to be a millionaire, which you all should be, you all should want to be a millionaire because you need to. It's more important now that you have money than ever. Okay? The turmoil, the up and down, the 2008, the financial collapse, dude, it destroyed people. The average median net worth of a family today is 60% less than it was in 2007. People have no money. Grant was at a charity event the other day, and this is what inspired this whole thing. Grant was at a charity event the other day, and he saw how many people wanted to give but couldn't because they didn't have the money. And he's like, the problem must have become so real for him at that point because he called me and he was like, we're doing a webcast. Everybody needs to be a millionaire. They shouldn't have to make choices like that. You shouldn't have to make choices like, do I want to get the store brand or should I get the discount stuff because it's cheaper? Or do we want to get the 40-inch TV or whatever? Like the choices that you make when you're like, hey, man, it'd be nice to go to that restaurant, but we can't afford it. Or it'd be nice to go on that vacation with the kids, but we can't afford it. It'd be nice to give money to my church, or it'd be nice to give money to the charity, but I can't even take care of myself. Grant does not believe that a person should be in a position to have to make that choice because everybody has the potential to get more. And that's why our office is here. And that's why this Saturday at 11 a.m., Grant is going to do a webcast on how you can become a millionaire. Everybody can. It's probably easier today than it's ever been, but you just need to have the right information. 26 years I lived my life without this information. I got the right information, and in 6 years I was able to achieve a milestone target. And you can all do the same. I promise you guys, I'm not special. I'm not smart. There are plenty of people that are more intelligent than me, more skilled than me. But, dude, I just follow instructions. When I see a process or a system, I just figure it out. And I just duplicate it. And so if you guys want to get on the same track that I was and that I am on, you got to sign up for this. GrantCardone.com/millionaire. It's $49. I'd invest $49 every day of the week at a shot of becoming a millionaire. I went out and bought a lottery ticket when it was, I bought probably $50 worth of lottery tickets when that $1 billion lottery was out. I'm like, dude, hey, it's a small investment for a big payoff. So if you've got $49 to invest in becoming a millionaire, I suggest that you do it. If it's that important to you, if freedom is that important to you, find the $49 and get enrolled. So that was my little rant for the day here. But it's important to understand, like, money's important, and that's really like this freedom piece. Like, money facilitates freedom, but you have to have skill to make money. And if you don't have the intention to build the skill or the commitment or the reason to build the skill, then you're lost. And you're going to end up like everybody else that's wandering around trying to figure out, why the heck everybody else seems so damn happy and they not. They broke. And they got no money in their bank. So look, this webcast happens every Wednesday, okay? 2 o'clock East Coast Standard Time. It's free to you. If you don't get what you need to on this webcast or this mastermind call, this coaching call, dude, call the office. 310-777-0255, 310-777-0255. Let's get a couple more comments in here before we dump off. Why are salespeople so afraid of follow-up after the sale? This is a good question. A. Scott W. Marlon at Gables Motorsports. Why are salespeople so afraid to follow up after the sale? How do you motivate them to make those calls? We have a very young staff in the power sports business. Follow-up is a problem everywhere. And the reason that salespeople don't follow up is not because they're lazy and it's not because they're scared. It's because they don't know what to say. Because they call and they say, hey, are you ready to buy yet? And they go, no. Okay. Click. Next day. Hey, are you ready to buy yet? Click. No. Hey, you ready to buy yet? No. Click. Hey, you ready to buy yet? Dude, I can't make that call. And then the customer's going to be like, dude, you got to come up with something else. So, like, you have to have a plan. If you go into the follow-up tool, scroll down a little bit. Marlon, this will be a good one for you. If you click on the follow-up tool, This follow-up tool is something that we built to give salespeople 365 days of unique things that they could do to follow up with a customer who hadn't purchased yet. But they're scared of it because they don't understand it, right? If I got to jump out of a plane with a parachute on, and I don't know where the drop, the pull line is for the parachute, dude, I'm gonna be freaked out about it. I'm like, there's a lot to lose here, man, right? If I don't know how to play golf, dude, I'm going to shy away from it. If your people don't know how to close or handle objections, they're going to get all timid in the close. If they don't know how to follow up, if they don't know what to say, if they don't know why they're doing it, like, dude, do they know that it takes 5 to 12 attempts to close 80% of the business? 5 to 12 follow attempts to close 80% of the business. So you need to get that type of information into salespeople's heads. So they're like, hey, look, if I don't call this guy 5 times, it's not even worth calling him 2. You gotta get their head right. And that's what this follow-up tool is about. And that's what the whole follow-up course is about. It's getting the right information so that you can be successful with follow-up. Let's see here. Asking the potential customer how they could justify a purchase. Marshall, yeah, that is a good one. And it actually works. Let me see here. After I get the meeting, do the demo, present the proposal, and then the client goes dark. A day or two goes by, and they're not answering my calls or returning my emails, and I end up having no idea where to go. Where do you suggest? Well, number one, dude, you got to make sure that when you present the proposal after the demo, like, you got to try to close them on that demo. You do the demo, you got to try to close them. Because that will bring out any issues. And you got to ask the hard questions. Like, can you guys afford this? Is this a program that you guys can afford? Is this something that you have enough attention on right now to make a decision? Right? How could you justify investing this much money for your company today? Have you seen enough to make a decision and get started? Have you seen enough to justify the money? Do you think that your people will actually use this? You have to get into the practice of asking those questions that put people on the spot. You got to communicate with people. I think sometimes salespeople, we get into this mode of like, I've got to ask the salesy question. Just ask the regular question that the most average person would think. If the presentation doesn't go well, just tell them, man, John, I don't know what to tell you. I hadn't heard much from you. And I got to apologize to you because I don't think I did a very good presentation because I'm not getting any interest from you. Do you have any interest in what I've shown you today? Why not? It's better you find out now by asking the hard question on the call than hanging up and following up with them for 3 months wondering why the guy ain't calling you back. So, like, you got to make the most of the opportunity that is in front of you. That's why, people get the pressure thing, in the demo, on the close. Dude, it's your job. Just think, would you rather be uncomfortable for 30 seconds right now, asking the hard question, or would you rather do activity for 3 months for a deal that ain't never gonna happen? What's gonna hurt more? The wasted time and energy over the next 3 months, or that little 30 seconds where that tough question you asked makes everybody a little uncomfortable? And you got to get good with that, because before too long, that hard question doesn't get so hard to ask. 30 seconds, 3 months. So you just got to get conditioned to asking those hard questions when you actually have somebody on the phone so that you know. I mean, dude, our guys, dude, they got a probably 75% of the time when they say that's a deal or that's not a deal, they're right. When they get off the demo and they're like, hey, man, that's a deal. Most of the time, we can bank that as a deal, 75% of the time. If they're like, man, that ain't a deal, most often, it's not a deal. So you just got to get good at asking the hard questions. Let's see here. $49. I did. It's a $249 program, the webinar this Saturday on how to become a millionaire. It's $49. GrantCardone.com/millionaire. Clint Holmes, great question, Clint. Let's go to the training center, Robert. Clint Holmes says, I've learned so much info on Cardone U, yet I'm struggling to remember most of it. Have you ever come up with a program to follow to help not being overwhelmed with all the info, like a schedule of training for the best results? Okay, that's a great question. So there is a lot of information in there, and that's why it's important that you're in there every single day. So typically what we do in our office, okay, is we consume 6 segments a day before 9 a.m. It's a requirement, all right? That's how they start their day. It's like cup of coffee, workout, cup of coffee. While I'm getting ready, I got freaking GC in the back playing, all right? That's how everybody rolls. So they're getting their information on a daily basis, right? Now, when you actually look for skill transfer, when you look to really learn a skill, you have to have the actual practice of it. So if we're talking about a cold call script and you're going through your cold call script, you have to repeat it. You have to role play it. So when we role play stuff, dude, we role play it every single day. I spent 30 minutes today with one of our sales guys, one of our experienced veteran sales guys. He learned something that he loved. He heard it on a call. He's all, dude, I love that. I got to learn it. Dude, we sat down for 20 minutes and role-played that one little thing. It was one question, and we sat down and we role-played it over and over and over again. Tomorrow, we're going to sit down and we're going to role-play it over and over and over again. Friday, over and over and over again, until he gets it. So it's not about going through and watching a video once. It's about getting in and getting the information, like, just so that you don't even have to think about it. And the only way that happens is through repetition. That's why I say most people hate this part. Because in order to actually learn something that you can make money with, it takes time and work and repetition. And repetition's boring for 99% of people, so they don't do it. And that's why you have the 1%. Because they're willing to do the work that the 99% of other people hate, which is building skill and building value in yourself. So the process that you follow, have consistent material that you're viewing every day. 6 segments a day, every day. You can do 6 in the morning. You can do 2 in the morning, 2 midday, 2 in the afternoon. People should think that you're a freak. They should. They should think that you got something wrong with you because you're so into the Cardone thing. because that's what everybody was telling me. They're like, dude, why? It's Friday night. Let's go out. I'm like, dude, I'm going into the office at 6 a.m. this morning. I'm putting my headphones on. I'm listening to some Grant audios. I'm watching some of these videos. I'm trying to get paid, man. I'm trying to get the skill so I can get the money so I can be free, so I can go out on Friday night when I'm 55 years old and go have a glass of wine with my old lady. That's what I'm trying to do, right? So you gotta get that freaking process thing knocked out. 6 segments a day. Role play a skill. If you're uncomfortable in the close, role play the close. Have somebody give you the price objection, or give you the payment objection, or give you the term objection, or give you the stall. Practice the opening part of a cold call if you're making cold calls. Hey, this is Jarrod. I'm calling from Grant Cardone's office. He wanted me to reach out and get you set up with some free access. Can you give me 3 minutes now? Role play that over and over and over again. I don't even make cold calls anymore. That thing's so beat into my head. Dude, it's not going anywhere. Now, I'm a little rusty. If I started making cold calls today, it'd take me a few days to kind of knock all the cobwebs out. But it's all in there because we role play in volume so freaking high that most people can't even think with it. My review tests highlight the green answer. I want to be able to test myself, but that makes it difficult. Dustin Harwood. So I don't know. You may be set up as a manager. If you email Natalie at grantcardone.com, Natalie, Natalie at grantcardone.com, she'll check your account and make sure that you get set up the right way. Let's go to Mr. W from Canada. Howdy, W.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Oh, awesome. I'm trying to speak with Jarrod.
This is Jarrod. You're talking to him right now.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so thanks for taking my call.
You got it, man. What's your question?
I have a question. I am in Cardone U right now, and my question would be, which one to master first? The cold call, the prospecting, the follow-up, or close on the deal and doing a presentation?
Okay, so this is the way that the system is laid out. Can they see the screen right now? Okay. So this is the training center in Cardone University. We laid the program out in this specific way for a specific reason. If you go to all the way up at the top, the selling basics, I don't care how long, for everybody on this call, I don't care how long you've been selling. I don't care how much experience you have. I don't care about anything of any excuse or reason. Everybody should start at the selling basics. Everybody. Because most people that have been selling for a while, dude, they've either forgotten this or they don't even have a good basis of operation. Like that massive action course right there. The reason why most people aren't successful in sales is because they don't understand massive action. They don't understand the 4 degrees of action or how production yields happiness. Like when you're mowing the lawn and you're done, you're like, man, that's nice. Or when you're doing sit-ups in the gym and you quit and you're like, man, I feel good. Right? Production, doing something makes you feel happy. So if you have a shitty day at work or a bad day at work and you didn't do anything, that's probably why. Right? So there's all these things in the basics that we help clarify. If you go to understanding the buyer, dude, this is all stuff that you need to know about, like handling a buyer. Okay?
Yeah.
After you've got the basics, you've got the understanding the buyer, go back out just to the training center, Rob. Then you got to go through the sales process. So now you know everything about selling, how to be successful. Now you know everything about the customer. Then we're going to take you through the sales process. Once you understand the first beginning part of the sales process, you have to understand the end of it, which is the close. Now, you may not answer incoming calls, so if you don't, just skip that. But I'll tell you, come back to it later because there's information in there, and the stories that Grant use are valuable. If you make cold calls, there's word tracks and one-liners and things that you'll learn in that incoming call course that will benefit you, I promise you. So it's laid out the way that we want people to go through it. But don't expect to get everything the first time through.
Yep.
You've got to get to the point. I mean, when I first started, I was probably doing 25 segments a day. At least 25 segments a day. Every single day, 7 days a week. because I was trying to get through the program. I was selling it at the time when I first started working for Grant. I was like, man, for me, I got to know about what I'm selling. I got to feel I got to feel like confident with it. But I got to know everything. I got to know all the ins and outs. Dude, I went through and watched every video in the entire system. It must have taken me 30 days to go through everything. I was watching so much content. And that's when I started falling into this hate thing. You can cut him off. So my point is everything's laid out exactly how you want it, how you need to go through it, from the selling basics all the way through internet response and personal refinances and the follow-up tool. But the most important thing is you've got to get in there every day. It has to be part of what you do in your day, just like eating breakfast or exercising or showing up at work. You make it become a part of your day, and that's ultimately when you're going to see big results. So let's see here. I think we are good on questions. All good. So look, we'll be back here next week. Go sign up for the Millionaire webinar right now. If it's important to you, get there. I promise you, Grant's made $1 million 100 or more times over, okay? He's an extremely successful guy, but he's real. He's been broke at 25 years old. He was exactly where I was. And he made a decision at 25 and started putting systems and processes in place in his life, the same things that I learned from him that got him to the point where he is today. Man, I hope I get where he's at, because he's freaking crushing it. But again, it's not about him. It's about you, and it's about you getting the right information. If you don't have the right information, you're not going to know what to do. So this Saturday, May 11th, May 14th, it's a live webcast, okay? It's probably going to be 2 hours. Might be longer. Most of the time they are. GrantCardone.com/millionaire. It's a $250 webcast that we're selling now for the next 3 days for $49. So come up with the $49, find a way to get the money wherever you got to go to get it. Join us on that webinar so that you can learn the same information that made me a millionaire, and Grant can tell you how you can become a millionaire too. We'll see you next week.